Greetings, salutations, happy New Year's, comic book conversationalists from all across the Fruita Plains, from border to border, coast to coast, and all points in between. This is Comic Book Hangover. My name is Scott, and we're going to be doing the first weekly haul video of the year. So we're just going to jump right into it. I got a lot of stuff going on today, so we're just going to jump right into it. First, I'd like to say, I don't know if anybody else gets these. They're called Comic Shop News. It's a little like a weekly newsletter type thing. Gives you information on what's coming up in comics. The cover for this one actually is pretty nice. It has the Hallows Eve new character is appearing in Amazing Spider-Man. Sorry, I'm a little distracted right now, but trying to get back into it. But she is appearing in Amazing Spider-Man. She's part of the Dark Web storyline. She's got a great look. Getting a mini-series sometime this year. She's got a great look. Unfortunately, her backstory and her origin are kind of mediocre, but, you know, it's fine because she looks pretty cool. Now getting into the stuff that I picked up this week, first and foremost, I grabbed the 2003 Marvel calendar. I get these every year, and I was kind of worried that they weren't going to have one this year because, you know, usually I get these before the year. I haven't really had a chance to look through it yet, but looks like, you know, it's just basically celebrating anniversaries for different characters throughout the month. So there is that. Before we get into the comics, I picked this up for our little boy. He may be able to read this to his little brother. This is a little golden book, but this is Little Golden Book Jaws. It's a Big Fish, Little Boat, Book of Opposites. So we've got a Jaws a little golden book that Torrin can read to his little brother Parker. And so that's that. That was the non-comic book proper things. And I did get some stuff that just came out this week. I was able to clear out even further my my back issue stuff. So I'm almost completely caught up with my back issues. So today I picked up these are the back issue stuff. Okay, this essentially back issues. That stuff came out a while ago. Came out last year. We got Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1 Facsimile Edition. And again, I always like to point out that facsimile editions, the ways to notice the differences, there's 3 ways to notice the difference between a facsimile edition and an original. First and foremost, when you have these older books, is the cover price. This is cover price $7.99, which boggles the mind. This is a reprint of a book that came out in 1964. Why Marvel's charging $7.99 for a reprint and why I paid $7.99 for a reprint boggles the mind. But also you got the modern day Marvel logo on there. And then the barcodes on these books will always hug the corner of the book, or the edge of the book. So those are your indicators. But that is Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1. It's the first appearance of the Sinister Six. I don't have any kind of printings of that. And this I grabbed just because I had it held for forever, so it's time to finally pick it up. This is the Ghost Rider Vengeance Forever. Supposed as part of the supposed Year of Vengeance, they gave us just this one shot and a few issues of the book of his regular book that were always delayed, but no facsimile editions, reprints of any classic Ghost Rider stuff. I think we got a Marvel Tales that reprinted the first 3 issues of the Danny Ketch series, and that was it. So Marvel severely dropped the ball on celebrating Ghost Rider's 50th anniversary, and I'm not at all surprised. The last one I picked up that helped clear out my pull box is the Godzilla Best of Mothra one-shot. I think I got like a different cover for this. I'm not sure, but I got this one. So that takes care of all the books that I've had held, except for one. I got a Three Stooges book that I had held, but it's a like a limited edition cover, so it's like a $30 book. So it's gonna take me a little bit longer to get that because I had to sort of ration my credit down at the LCS so I make sure I get my books on a regular basis. But that said, for this week, very small week. This one actually came out last week, but because of weather, it was delayed getting delivered. But Creepshow #4 of 5. I almost grabbed the Spawn cover, but it doesn't go with the rest of them, so I grabbed that cover. And new this week, Stillwater number 17, which is the penultimate issue. Issue 18 is the last one for the run. And I am really kind of eager and excited to see how that series ends. And lastly, I grabbed, so I forgot I even had it on order. This is Weird Fantasy Volume 1, EC Archives. This is the new Dark Horse paperback versions of the EC Archives, which have the brilliant coloring. They're sort of they're page-to-page reprints of the old EC books. Now, I've never been much of a fan of the sci-fi stuff that EC did. I love the art. I have loads of respect for the stories that they told, because they told some amazing stories in these books, and some very poignant and socially important stories. This is actually, when I talk about online, I get in these conversations sometimes where I'm like, books today, you got writers that are putting too much as far as like personal politics into their comic books, and that's not how it should be. And of course, you get these people have only read comics for like maybe 10 years or so. Will always say, well, comic books have always been political. That's the whole point of them. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I'm not saying political. And believe me, I know they've always been political, because EC was pretty much on the forefront of social politics when it comes to comics. And they did stories talking about how it's wrong to be a racist and how wrong it is to be a bigot, and just great stories that they called preachies, but they didn't really feel preachy. But the thing is they were social politics. And I always try to tell these people there's this difference between social politics. Everybody agrees that racism is bad. We have racists they don't understand the whole idea that they're wrong, but people in general will say racism is bad. When I say personal politics, I mean the people who will get on there and will say, if you voted for this person, I don't want you reading my books. If you voted for that person, we know who you are. We're not going to forget who you voted for, and we're going to ruin your career or whatever. That sort of crap doesn't belong in politics. I don't care what your personal politics are. I really, really don't. And I don't want to hear about it. If you're writing my favorite book, that's what I want. I want you to write stories featuring my favorite characters and amazing stories. Do not go Dan Slott on me, because I mean, for me, and I know I don't have a huge pull list right now, so my buying doesn't impact anything. But I'm at the point now where I won't buy anything that Dan Slott writes. I don't care what it is. There's a few other creators that I will not buy anything that they're part of. I mean, there was a Power Rangers book that came out that I was excited about until I found out that one of the people who was writing it was someone that I didn't know. No, he was on my list, so I didn't buy that book, and it didn't bother me at all. But what I say is, the ECs, they had the social politics, which were important, and the science fiction books were sort of the forefront. They used the sci-fi stories really to bring home the whole idea of what's right and what's wrong socially, and in general, just morally. And I always liked that, but I never really got into reading them. But with this, I will definitely be getting into reading them. Now, this collects Weird Fantasy issues 13 through 17, which were chronologically the first 5 issues of the title. Then I guess it relaunched, or it took over another series, because then it says issues 13 through 17 and issue 6. So I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna enjoy it because I love EC stuff. But that's it. As far as cover of the week goes, we're just gonna do this one by default, because those older books, I really can't do too much with them. But Creepshow, number 4 of 5 will be my cover for the week. And I said I'm going to wrap this up. So I hope everybody had a great holiday season. I hope everybody had a great New Year's at my household, such as it is. We just kind of had a very low-key celebration. We watched a couple of fireworks from around the world, kind of explained to our oldest what the whole New Year's concept was. And the youngest enjoyed watching the fireworks on the TV. So, I mean, we had a very low-key. Really couldn't afford to do too much anyway. But that said, welcome to 2023. That's my first haul of the new year. And I will see everybody next week, and maybe even before then, because I do have a box coming and with some trades that I'm hoping to be able to do sort of a video for. And I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do some reviews. So I want to do reviews again, but it's just a matter of having the time and the place to do these reviews. But that said, everybody, I hope you had a great new year. I will have in the description down below, I'll have some stuff down there as to for those of you who don't, I made some sort of an announcement on various social media, like Facebook groups, as to why I'm kind of out of it right now. I'll do a brief description down below, and yeah, we'll go from there. But that said, everybody, I hope you had a great new year. Hope you had a great new comic book day. It's kind of a small week, so hopefully next week we'll really get back into the swing of things. But again, that said, have a great weekend, and we'll see everybody real soon.